Peace, Infinite Waters diving deep once again. We have a very special guest, a dear friend of mine, someone who is changing the world in the most incredible way. I don't know where you've been if you don't know who she is. Fully Raw Kristina. Fully Raw is the creation of Kristina Carrillo Bucaram, a pioneer in the local organic food cooperative movement, the founder of the largest raw organic produce cooperative in the US. She has been 100% raw for almost 7 years, an exemplification of all that she wishes to create. She is a leading visionary in the raw movement, especially in Houston, Texas. We're not going to waste time. We have a lot to talk about. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph. I just want to say that I'm so excited to be here today. I absolutely love you. I adore you. Thank you for doing what you do and for spreading a beautiful message. And I do want to say that it's been over 9 years that I've been fully raw. So not seven. It's been such an amazing journey. I don't even know where to begin. Like there's more than we could possibly cover in this interview, but it's wonderful.
You are inspiring. I love seeing how you are helping people eat better, live better, feel better about themselves, most of all, love themselves 100%. Where did it all start for you?
Thank you for that compliment. It started for me, I would say maybe about 12 years ago. When I was 16, I was diagnosed with hyperglycemia, and I was very sick. Very sick, meaning that I was extremely emaciated and underweight. I was 87 pounds and 5'7". And I mean, most people walk around on a day-to-day basis having these types of symptoms and not realizing that they're even sick at all, but they were overwhelming for my body. Everything from having a migraine, being um, depleted of everything, not being able to sleep, frequent vomiting and dehydration. I'd be hospitalized every few weeks to get IVs and to get insulin injections. Basically, I was being weaned onto insulin at the time because I was just having been diagnosed with hyperglycemia, which is the onset of type 2 diabetes. And my body seemed to have been rejecting all of it. And through a stranger in a grocery store and a blessing of God, he began to talk to me about eating a raw foods lifestyle, eating a raw foods diet. And, the first time somebody walks up to you and tells you about this, your first initial reaction is, what is this? You don't cook your food, you only eat fruits and vegetables? What? That's
Yeah.
crazy. And I remember meeting him, and I remember being open. And I remember going home that night and telling my family about it, and that I'd met a rabbit man, and that I wasn't quite sure what had just happened, but that I was intrigued. And I'd never gotten out of the hospital and gone back in the next day, and that's exactly what had happened at that time. And, I always say if you've ever hit rock bottom, you only have to hit it a few times before there's some type of a change that happens in your life. And that was one of the lowest points for me. And I remember calling him up as soon as I got out of the hospital a few days later, and I said, look, I've never tried anything alternative before, but I'd really be interested to hear what you have to say. And he met me at Whole Foods every day that week, just telling me about what my body was doing, why food was important, why not eating processed, packaged foods can really help turn my body around. And at the time, I was eating nothing but sugar-free this, diabetic solution this, and anything the doctors were telling me to do, which was food in a package. And it was just awful for me. I went raw in one night and never went back. And I started by eating nothing but peaches for 2 weeks straight. And it's amazing that even after 3 days of just eating peaches, I was seeing my blood sugar level stabilize. I was feeling more energy. I was sleeping better. My weight wasn't like totally making myself wither away. And it was it was an amazing experience to have that type of new breath of fresh air kind of just into your body.
Well,
So
since you've been doing it for over 9 years, a lot of people may want to embark on this journey, but they've got friends and family telling them, where are you going to get your protein? But
yes.
what do you say to these kinds of people who may be a bit skeptical that they're not getting the right nutrients?
You know, where do I get my protein seems to be the most frequently asked question that I get on this lifestyle. I notice that I say lifestyle and not diet because it is a lifestyle and it's not just a diet. There's more than one component that's involved here, whether that be exercise, sleep, sunshine, hugging, loving, the emotional components. People ask me all the time if eating fully raw is extreme, and my typical response is that I think that eating McDonald's and processed foods and pizzas and hamburgers all day long, I think that that's extreme. Never take another life to feed your own. I think that this is absolutely the kindest way to live, um, not just for the planet, but for the animals and the environment, and also for yourself, which is something that's overlooked quite a bit. You can absolutely get the protein that you need in living this lifestyle. There's actually more protein in 2 pounds of leafy greens than there is in a whole fillet of steak for many reasons. Number one, the animal-based meat, only 40% of that is going to be absorbed into your bloodstream, to whereas if you're eating greens, 99.9% of that plant-based protein is going to be circulated throughout your system and absorbed, literally just breathing life into every cell of your being. And not only that, but it really helps with digestion and elimination because there's fiber in it, to where there's no fiber in meat. And I mean, I can't even begin to tell you the benefits of a plant-based lifestyle, plant-based diet, but it's truly powerful. Can you get enough protein? Absolutely. I mean, just with me, I know this because I'm a numbers person. I used to be a calculus and a science tutor and all this, and so when I first went raw, I would literally plug in all of the numbers because I wanted to see what I was getting. I wanted to see what was going in. I wanted to see what was going out. Even to this day, I'm getting about 62 grams of protein in my diet every day, and that's just from eating fruit and vegetables because I don't eat fat every day. I mean, I do sometimes, but for the most part, I'm getting about 62 grams of protein in my diet every day. It's
Wonderful.
amazing. And just to kind of give people a comparison, a fillet of chicken only has about 25 grams of fat. And most people are eating like one of those a day, sometimes two. I'm still getting in just as much protein as I need from the average meat eater. And another thing to note is that we really don't need as much protein as people think we need. If you've ever been familiar with the book 80-10-10, it only recommends 10% of your daily caloric intake that needs to come from protein. Well, guess what? You can get that from fruits and vegetables because any excess is only going to be eliminated from your body. So there's a lot to be said about protein, about how much you need, the myths that are around it, how plants are better for you as for protein sources. I always tell people not to be scared. You know, in my family, it's funny when we sit around and there's kids eating pizza or whatever. It's funny when people are like, oh, you have to eat this, and you got to make sure you get everything that you need. But I don't understand how the most highly nutrient dense diet on the planet is one that consists of primarily fruits and vegetables. And if people aren't doing that, then they're really not getting everything that they need. And they're not going to get it from eating fast food or junk food. They're going to get it from eating nutritionally dense foods and the most powerful foods on the planet, which are fruits and vegetables in their natural states, 100% fresh, ripe, organic, raw. That's it. It's the way to go.
Well, I love watching your YouTube videos and you have so much information there. It is like a grand library. People can get lost in there.
It kind of is.
Yeah, and what I love is that you always bring positivity. And some people may be asking, is this you? And I know you, and this is you 100%. And you're a Pisces like me. We are givers. We always give out. And how has your confidence levels grown by just eating a healthier diet and also changing your mindset, the way you think about life altogether?
Thank you for those beautiful compliments. And yes, you and me, we are Pisces. We're sensitive, we're spiritual beings, we're givers. We get joy out of helping others, and that's definitely something that fuels my fire every single day is being able to help people. And oh my gosh, the confidence question, really? I can't even tell you that when I was 16, if you would have asked me if I had confidence, I would have just said no, because I could barely walk. I was emaciated. I felt like I had no support in my life, even though I did. The real issue was that I didn't have self-love. I didn't support myself and my endeavors and what I was doing. And a huge reason for that was that I didn't have health in my life. I didn't look the part. I didn't feel the part. I couldn't even get out of bed. I almost didn't graduate high school because I had so many sick days. How can you feel confident when you're not healthy and happy in your skin? So when I went fully raw and I started to feel good, the foods that I was eating were literally changing me from the inside out. It changed not only the way that I acted in front of people and the way that I had energy or how I was just able to accomplish more. But all of that played in a role with me having confidence and the way that I felt about myself, being able to have composure in front of people, being able to have something to be excited about, to share with them. And then it became something totally different, right? And so then my confidence over the years has developed into something from being a girl to being a woman. And that's one aspect. But then there's also being unhealthy to being healthy, to not feeling confident in my body, to being 100% like love being in my skin no matter what I look like. And it's it's also kind of developed into the spiritual component, right? Because then you become stronger in your faith no matter what that may be. And my gosh, I just think all around it just feeds your confidence. And that's something that I love to plug, not just to everybody, but to women, to girls, to young girls who are trying to feel like they're okay in their body, because everybody knows that having self-confidence is a huge issue today, especially when it comes to body image or body shaming, anything like that. It's just so important. And I really feel like food can fuel that type of confidence, or it can at least foster it and help you feel good about yourself and your choices.
Well, I know that you love your body, and it's wonderful just to see that you embrace yourself 100%. A lot of people might be saying, have you looked at the prices lately?
Yeah. Let's talk about that. I,
How is it sustainable for you, and how can it be sustainable for other people for the long term?
for those who want to reference this, I made a video called How to Afford Eating Fully Raw. And I basically go through like my top 12 things that I've done over the past years to help me to be able to afford this lifestyle. And before I say anything else, I just want to say that where there's a will, there's a way. Anything is possible. I ate fully raw from I started when I was 18, when I was right before I was about to go to college. So when I was in high school, and then I made it through college eating raw in an 8 by 8 foot dorm room on like $80 a week and no kids. Like I would wash my vegetables in the girls' bathroom in my college dorm. Okay, want to talk about dedication? I've been there. I paid my dues. Okay,
Right.
but it like there are always ways that are possible. I did make a video about how I ate raw in college. I'd store my food under my bed. I'd buy things in case, in bulk discounts. I would always make sure to go to my farmers markets, make relationships with your farmers, work in exchange for food, go to donation banks, grow your own food. I mean, there are some really amazing people out there like John Kohler who have channels that are teaching people how to grow their own food. People may not believe that money grows on trees, but heck, fruit grows on trees, and it's kind of like the same thing. And in regards to how expensive the lifestyle is, I really do believe that it can be as expensive or as inexpensive as you make it to be. Because everybody knows that there are going to be things like berries and other things that you can spend a pretty penny on. And then there's also bargain shopping that you can do where you can get fruit by discount and do that as well. You just have to know where to get your produce, how to be smart about it, and start buying in bulk. And it really does help.
So
But
what
you
did
know
you
what?
eat today?
What did you say? Well, can you put a price on your health is the other real thing. Something else that I want to say is that my medical bills used to be anywhere from 25,000 to 50,000 a year, and now there's zero. There's zero. And there's no amount that I can put on my health. Me spending an extra few amount of dollars to get something that's, expensive, a few extra dollars more is going to be okay because I know in the long haul I'm going to be saving money and everything else. And that is partially what allowed me to start my co-op. But you had just asked me, what question did you just ask me?
What did you eat today?
What did I eat today? Okay. Well, let's see. I woke up this morning and every morning I wake up and I have 32 ounces of water. Sometimes I'll put fruit in it because it makes it taste so much more delicious. So I'll have like a fruit infused water. So I had 32 ounces of water. And then I had 32 ounces of watermelon juice, which I love. And sometimes I'll soak mint in it overnight so that it tastes super fresh in the morning. And that's it. It's only noon here, so I'll probably have lunch in a bit. And usually for lunch, I have a giant platter of fruit, whatever that may be. I have some really ripe mangoes right now and some strawberries that I'll probably be having today. And for dinner, usually it's a small platter of fruit followed by a giant salad. So I'll probably have some peaches or nectarines, and then I will have a beautiful rainbow salad. And I always tell people to eat the rainbow because that's where you get your color and your life and your vibrancy, and it makes you feel good.
Right.
So
And you've accomplished so much so fast. Does it ever get overwhelming for you because you're a YouTube superstar? Not only that, you've changed so many people's lives. How do you deal with the fame aspect of it? How do you stay grounded?
I want to say thank you, but it's kind of funny. You never see yourself in that light. Like I don't even feel like I've accomplished a quarter of what I want to accomplish yet. And I feel like I'm just now starting. And it's been 9 years. People always say, "Oh, you've achieved this so fast." But I mean, for every single day for the past 9 years, I've been living this lifestyle. I've been giving my heart back to people. I've been running the co-op that I run. I've been doing that for 7 years now. I am interactive with all the farmers in this community, and oh man, I just love helping people. I really do. Otherwise, I think, I would get bored and it would be, oh, I'd made one video, it did good enough, and just let it go. But no, this is my life. This is a part of my lifestyle. Living this way, living is an inspiration. And it's just what I do. What keeps me grounded, I would say, is being at the co-op, being around the people, helping them, getting to talk with them, getting them recipes, getting them fresh food. It's being able to interact with these people face to face every single day. And I love spending time with my family and my friends. I love going to farms. I love hugging trees. I love reading. Anything that brings me joy, anything that brings me joy that lets me follow my heart makes me feel good, and it kind of just like fuels the tank. So
Right, right. Well, I definitely see that this is a time for co creation. Imagine what would happen if we all got together and started co creating together. Once we can move beyond our petty disputes, we can all do so much. And that's why I love what you're doing. It's similar to what I'm doing, just in a different way. And what's the most important thing you've learned along this journey in a nutshell?
the most important thing that I have learned in this journey, in a nutshell, live as an example. And I say that because not everybody is going to be on the same page. Not everybody's going to see it the same way. But there are certain languages that people see and that they speak that you can reach them with. And maybe perhaps it's just something as simple as being healthy and happy and truly emanating that light, allowing them to see that, because everybody wants that. Everybody wants happiness. They may not understand how you got there, what's involved, but you just being there to help them by living as an example, not pushing them, not pulling them, but just loving them and loving them unconditionally is so unbelievably powerful. And
Right.
I
Well,
love the quote that if you don't take care of your body, where will you live? Right? And
yes.
if we want to change the world, we have to first start with ourselves.
Couldn't have said it better. Well, you're doing phenomenal work. I'm just glad that we connect and that also you share yourself so freely. 20 years ago, we would have had to pay for this. But definitely check out Kristina at fullyraw.com. Go into YouTube, type in fully raw, and be blown away. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. We've all got things to do, but at the same time, this is a treat. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me, Ralph. Thank you for doing what you're doing for enlightening people and bringing love into this world. We need more people like you, and I send my hugs.
Hugs, 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 sister. Keep on doing what you're doing because it's so necessary. It's so needed. And right now, I definitely feel the more we can all become more authentic, the more we can just accept ourselves, we'll all be flying soon enough. We already are, right?
Amen.
Thank you. And to everyone out there, go and buy yourself a bunch of grapes and put a smile on your face. We are here. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy. Peace.